Okay, y'all. Finally, I got a part one together. And it's probably going to be a part 2, 3, and a 4. That's just how much is coming up in Gematria with this case with Karmelo, Anthony, and Austin Metcalf, y'all. So we are going to do the Gematria on here. This is part 1. And it's a lot was coming up, and I'm glad I waited some because I didn't want to put what was coming up in the numbers out first, and then people be like, what is wrong with her? Because they didn't said it before. They have, y'all. What is wrong with her? But now you're already seeing people are questioning what really took Austin out. Who really took Austin out? There's a lot of information coming out. A lot of stuff being exposed. Okay, y'all? People throwing stuff in the garbage can. Somebody going back and getting the stuff back out the garbage can. Was it a weapon? We don't know. We don't know. But y'all, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Here we go. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my day 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So everything is alleged, some is not. And the Fair Act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. First, I want to say happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings. And please, y'all, watch the company that you keep, because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all? So let's get to it, y'all. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. These numbers was like all over the place, y'all. I kid y'all not. So let's get it, y'all. We're gonna start off with using the dates. Okay, Austin Metcalf was born July 31st, 2007. He passed away April 2nd, 2025. Because of an altercation that took place at a track meet. So we're gonna go with the numbers. So we're gonna go by the April 2nd, 2025. That day is the 92nd day of the year. Okay, it's 365 days in a year. So if you got 92 days, how many days left? 273. Just like I done said this over and over again. Y'all remember Angie Stone staged event? Something was planned. 273, 237. That kept coming up in her numbers too. 732, like that. Yeah, same situation was coming as if this was all staged. It was all planned and plotted. And the way that everybody went their little separate ways, when they got to the tent, 3 went this way, 2 went this way, this way, y'all. It seemed like it was plotted and planned, y'all. It is what it is. 273 days left in the year. 237, the shining, y'all. Same thing I said. Staged event. Staged sacred to the feast, y'all. This is what that all day long. All day long. We're gonna talk about that number is gonna come up a lot, okay? So 92nd day of the year. I put that in Gematria. And these are the numbers that it came up to. Now, one number that stood out was this 201. And off the top, I was like, oh, order of the Aluma to the Nadi popped up, okay? Off the top. But I want y'all to pay attention to the 162 and the other numbers as well, okay? Because 92nd day of the year equals 162. New Age movement popped up, equals 162, and 2 other numbers. Hurricane Mills, and I told y'all, anytime there is a storm or tempest or whatever, any kind of just tornadoes or whatever, tsunamis, hurricanes, something bad headed your way, y'all. There is a storm a brewing, okay? 808 also equals 162. I want y'all to remember, go back to 808. That has something to do with when Takeoff was sacred to the feast at that That bowling alley, I think it's the address, or it's on the front of the building or something like that. 808. I can't get that out of my head because of the night that Takeoff was taken up out of here, and I did videos on that, so I cannot get that 808. I keep thinking about that number and that address 1080 or something like that. Yeah. Black community also equals 162, which is all entwined in this whole situation with, Karmelo and Austin. Jesus BLOOD line is popping up, okay, y'all? Free the slaves is popping up, y'all, in the numbers when you put that date in, 92nd day of the year, and people are saying free Karmelo right now. And then think about this all happening right before Juneteenth. Everybody was like, why is this going so fast? And this and that. Everything just seemed like it just fell right how they wanted it to. As far as the judge, the prosecutors, all of it, okay? Year of the NEGRO popped up as well, y'all. You're seeing now that this year, a lot of blacks have been standing together more than ever before, okay? I've never seen anything like it in my life. For real, for real. People are still boycotting Target. They're still boycotting Asian places of business. It's getting serious out here, y'all. People are supporting their, African American businesses in their neighborhoods now. Yeah, year of the NEGRO. I'm not surprised that's coming up. Okay, y'all. Lotto Cash Death though, that came up in the numbers, and I every time I think about Lotto, I think about the whole Young Dolph situation, and allegedly she got taken out because her daddy played a part in helping set up Dolph. So I always think about the sins of the father when I think about her passing, because she was taken out because of something her daddy did, so, or was about. And this fits this situation, because you see the father, Jeff, coming out right now. And Jeff, excuse me, my nose still stopping up. Jeff is, he doesn't like people of color and stuff like that. And, he if you a hateful person, you are probably going to teach your children to be hateful. You know what I'm saying? And this is possibly a lot of the reasons why everybody is saying right now that it's his daddy's fault because of how his sons turned out, y'all. Okay. Austin Matthew Metcalf. This is the one who passed away, y'all. So I want y'all to pay attention to what came up in the numbers for him. Okay. 234. It equals 234. His full name. And Matthew is his middle name. And I want y'all to think about something, because Matthew was the guy that passed away from Friends. Batman popped up in these numbers too. And he was throwing up the Batman signal. And he passed away doing a water ritual too. The guy from Friends. Matthew, I forgot his last name. Okay, y'all? But his name was Matthew as well. And I was like, this is interesting. This is interesting. That their numbers are coming together. So this equals 234. 234 equals controlled demolition, and it also equals 38 parallel. That's important, 38 parallel, because y'all, every time I think about 38, I just think about the take you out about the numbers every single time. But 38 parallel also represents a WA to the R, y'all. One that was huge that people talked about. This is like a historical WAR. Okay, y'all? Yeah, that's popping up in the numbers. But, of course, take you out about the numbers, of course. Now, people are saying that they're trying to start, a lot of white people are popping on social media right now because of this Carmelo Anthony situation, and they are saying that they are trying to start, erase WA to the R. So I'm not surprised that this is popping up, to be honest with y'all. I'm not. Okay. Order of the Illuminati also popped up, 234, and all of these numbers matched it as well. Okay. The Rothschilds family, all of these numbers matched it as well. Depopulation agenda, 3 numbers matched. Illuminati confirmed, three numbers match. This is putting in, what did I put in? Austin Metcalf's name. Okay, y'all. So I just want y'all to keep up with. Yeah, this is why all of these numbers popped up. All these add up with his name. Okay, his full name. Now, when I put in just his first and last name, Austin Metcalf. Okay, these are the numbers that popped in. Austin Metcalf equals 144. 144 equals WA to the R. This is what they were trying to start with this whole situation. But at the same time, I don't think that they thought it was going to get this big. It's going to take over the social media like it has. I don't think they thought that far. But if it did, then they were going to make it a race to, and they still trying to do it right now. You have Jeff Metcalf that's going on, news stations, on social media platforms, doing interviews, talking his shitica, okay, when he is part of the problem. And they're trying to me, let his face be known and him to say the things that he's saying, because of the fact that, if they do an appeal and they have, another jury, then they're going to see him talking about the situation. And they're going to go off of what he's saying instead of what's really going on or what really happened. Okay? So, yeah, 144 equals WAR. It also equals bye-bye. Yeah, out of the twins, and you're putting in their names, Austin was always the one that was going to be up out of here, according to the numbers. Y'all, and I'm telling y'all, if this is, attached in any way to any kind of, I got to say it like this, cult situation or Masonic stuff or whatever. According to these numbers, they live by these numbers. They live by these numbers. This is what they're into. They like to put stuff right in your face. So this is why I say, get your numbers done. Sometimes, especially if you're around this or you're living this type of lifestyle. Now, if you're not into this, because people be like, that's my birthday, Miss Lowdown, and this and that, this my this, that's my that. But if you're not a demonic and you are around demonic people, it wouldn't apply to you. It does not apply. But you clearly see there's a demonic presence in this whole story of what happened, how that they got him under that, tricked him under that tent, all of that stuff, y'all. All of that. You can see that there, let me turn my phone off. There is something dark about the situation. If you look into those twins' eyes, especially Hunter, he looks demonic. He looks demonic. And you think that his father being tied to all of these judges and all of this stuff, that there's not some kind of Freemasonry stuff going on in their background. Everybody keep talking about, every time there's a story come out about a black family, Shankrilo Robinsons and this and that and that and this, everybody talk about how people collect money off of their passing and this and that and that and this. But nobody's talking about how much Jeff is collecting. They collecting money, a lot of money off of his passing. And he is clearly tied to some higher ups. So like I said before, how do we not know that this wasn't their step up? Seriously. Mark of the Beast equals 144, y'all. Putting Austin name in there. 44. A lot of stuff about Jay-Z, like the fours and all of that stuff, was popping up in the numbers as well. When it came to this story and the other story that I just did the numbers on. Y'all, this is crazy. 144 equals 44. Judgment equals 144. And then I put in Matthew. I put Matthew in as well. And as you can see, that 102 popped up as well. His middle name. So I put that in. And Matthew equals 90. The Cabal equals 90. So I think that the family definitely has some ties to this. There was seriously a play. Stevie Wonder could see it was a play. People throwing away stuff in the garbage can, going in the back, getting it. The guys, how they walked up to him, it was just like it was a whole setup. 88 equals 90. The Brotherhood, y'all. There gonna be eights popping up in there. 88. Just like when Takeoff was taken out too. Y'all remember them eights was put up there. Mob Taz put up those eights at the they call themselves putting in a little, tribute to him or whatever, memorial. And they put those eights up there. Yeah, y'all, with the red roses and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Sacred to the fights all day long. 88 popped up in the numbers as well. School equals 90. So was it in? I'm just saying, y'all. Well, it was already foretold in the numbers that Austin was going to pass away at a school situation. Even the 17 was popping up in some of these numbers, y'all. It's crazy. At the age of 17 and all of that stuff, this all popped up in the numbers, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy. 666. There goes the 666. Then 666 is 666 again. Equals 90 as well. September 11th. 911 equals 90. Y'all, you can't make this up. 603 score 6. There go that 66 again. Equals 90. Golden Gate equals 90. There was going to be some type of funeral or burial when it came down to Austin. All day long. This is what came up under his name. That something was going to happen to him. In the numbers, y'all. Out of those twins, if you put in the twins' names, you was gonna talk. It tells you who's going to go first. I'm just saying, y'all, in those numbers. Jeff Metcalf, look at that 201 popping up on there as well. 201. Order of the Aluma to the Nadi. All day long, y'all. You cannot deny these numbers. It's crazy. Jeff Metcalf equals 87. Y'all, 87 equals sneaky. I wonder what drunk equals. Y'all know I gotta look it up, right? Because word on the street, he is. Every time I go out and come back in, I gotta log in again. This is just don't make no sense. I'll come back to the drunk part later. I don't feel like doing it right now. Logging in. Okay, so 87 equals sneaky. This is the daddy, y'all. 87 equals 666. The daddy. The beast equals 87. Number of the beast equals 87. And Truman equals 87. So you mean to tell me the Truman? Yeah, y'all, the Truman. Just like the Truman Show. That this man was living a lie. Everybody around him was lying to him. So if the daddy was sneaky, and the daddy was a part of some type of Truman Show, was he being fake and phony to one of the sons? Now a lot of people saying that, Austin was the favorite. Hunter is the one that, gets in more trouble than Austin. But Austin rode with him and do whatever he does. He rides with him. So they both stayed in trouble. But word on the street is the parents always considered Austin was the favorite. So when it comes down to money, when it comes down to somebody that lost their wife, ain't doing nothing with their life, pitiful. Okay? And word on the street, this is Jeff. He's a drunk. He's a pathetic father. He was a pathetic husband. Was this his way for the step up in the Aluma to the Nadi, y'all? You gotta ask yourself, would someone get rid of the golden child, y'all? The favorite one. Just to step up that ladder. Ask yourself this question. Think about Shaquilla Robinson and all of these other people that passed away. Shaquilla Robinson was like the moneymaker in her family. She was the go-getter. The other daughter was not so much. But after her sister passed, she was dancing and stuff, collecting all of that money, dancing in the mirrors. This is what she was doing. Every time they got ready to go to another event that they were collecting more donations, the sister was dancing all online, kicking it, buying new clothes and new cars, and she was kicking it hard. Think about this for a second. They always want the innocent one. The elites, word on the street. This is what we, from what we didn't saw, they always want the innocent one, the one that's it's something about sacred to the face, and the innocent one, not the bad one. This is the one that they want when they do this type of rituals. They don't want a bad guy. They want the good one. And he wasn't that good either, but allegedly he was a little bit better than Hunter. That's what I heard, y'all. That's what I heard. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know. But this is what was popping up. Now, then I put in July 31st, 2007, which is when Austin was born. I put that in. That equaled 81. So I was like, okay. And that 139 going to pop up again, too. But the 81... July 31st, 2007 equals 81. 81 equals ritual. Ritual, y'all. 81. You can't make this up. He passes away in the rain. He's attacked in the rain. Now, there was an attack that took place on Karmelo. Karmelo gets out of the tent, and I've been looking at this footage over and over again through other people's pages, slowing it down and all of that stuff, because I don't know how to do that. So I noticed that when Karmelo got out of the tent, there was still a situation going on under that tent, y'all. If there was still a situation going on under the tent, how are we to know what really happened? Now we did hear Karmelo say, he was the suspect. Okay. If he did stick him, was that the blow that took him out? Or did something else take place after he got away from under that tent? Did he fall further on whatever he was stuck with? Did he fall on it? And it went even deeper into him. There are so many questions right now that we don't know. But there were arms moving still after Karmelo left that tent, y'all. There was still some moving going on. After he left the tent, and then after that movement went on, somebody threw something in the garbage. What did they throw in the garbage? Why would they throw something in the garbage and then run off after they did it? Then a little bit later, not even that much later, somebody ran back to that garbage and got whatever that was out of that garbage. All of this is on the camera, y'all. Is this why the jury will show a blurry picture so they wouldn't see all the other activities that was going on? People that pay attention to everything. I want you to pay attention to twins. They do rituals when it comes to twins. They do rituals when it comes to water. You got both going on under that tent at the same time that day. You got somebody that collected probably over $1 million by now. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, y'all. For what? Well, where's all of the money going that is going to Jeff and the wife? Well, ex-wife. Where's all that money? Stuck to demise. Y'all see it. That equals 81 as well. When you put his birthday in, this pops up. Only people that will know this is people that's doing Gematria. A lot of people that does Gematria, okay, y'all, is people that's tied to cults that's likes to line people's lives up and numbers up to a situation, and this is how they get taken out and this and that, and they like to put it in everybody's face. And you have people that kind of study Gematria or, keep up with it. And they cause people out on a mess, these celebrities and all of this stuff. And this is why so many people be coming to my page saying that, oh, you said this was going to happen. I know, this is what Gematria said. Yeah, I just said, this is what Gematria said. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, y'all? That equals 81. Stuck to demise. This is crazy. And I want to make sure y'all can see it good. Okay, y'all can see it. Ain't this something, y'all, that this will pop up in his numbers? Collapse equals 81. This is the day that they were born, the twins. Collapse. He collapsed on the bleachers, right, y'all? Jeff equals 81. That's the daddy. Truman just came up under the daddy name. Did he know about what was finna take place? Was this all, I'm just saying, y'all, was this something else going on up under this tent that we don't know about, and they just putting it all on Karmelo? Did they make sure that after Karmelo left that tent, that Austin was going to be taken out that day? Did somebody make sure of that? Because it's starting to look like there's some more suspects that was under that tent, y'all. I'm just saying, okay? Batman equals 81. Austin middle name is Matthew. Matthew is the guy from Friends. I'm trying to pull up his name. Matthew Perry. That's his name. He's the one that was on the sitcom show Friends. He was throwing up the Batman signal when he passed away in the water. They said that, somebody went to jail because of that. They was giving some street pharmacy stuff, and he passed away in there, but on the street, it was just his time. It was the sacred to the fights. And they say he knew it was his time. That's why he started throwing up the Batman signals before they took him out. Because they know. A lot of times they know. Especially celebrities. They know. That's why they come out and start getting scared and say, oh, this and that. And then all of a sudden they gone. They know. Mark of the Beast also equals 81. Which matches up with everything else that's popping up. There go a lot of cats. That stole again. 81. Sins of the Father. So the father name came up under the day that the twins was born. A lot of cats. That name comes up under there as well, y'all. Sins of the Father. Satanic also equals 81, y'all. You can't make this up. If you put in the Metcalf twins, it equals 145, y'all. 145. Cross equals 145. Remember we was talking about this with Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London. They got a child together, and the child name is Cross. And word on the street is Lauren London crossed him with the whole Diddy situation and Jay-Z situation, which is why allegedly Nipsey is not here anymore, because he was crossed. Cross came out on, when I just put in the Metcalf twins. Who's gonna cross who? China, Taiwan, WAR. Why every time you put in something about the twins, WA to the R is popping up, y'all? You can't make this up. Bad habit, 145. The twins, they have a bad habit. Allegedly, they bully people. Word on the street, they're bullies. Take that. Do whatever it is that they want to do whenever they feel like doing it. And they get away with it all the time. Even if they get suspended, they still get a pat on the back, and nothing affects their grades, nothing. And they're out here allegedly bullying people. Word on the street. Marketing also equals 145. If making $1 million off your child's passing is not marketing, I don't know what to tell you. They're so worried about what Karmelo's family is doing with their money for him, which they need to be spending the money. They got to be moving. They getting threats. All of that stuff is going on. Of course, the money gonna get spent. They got to try to pay lawyers, all kind of stuff. Money gonna get spent, okay? What is getting spent on Austin when the prosecutors is the one that's handling the case? They don't have to get a lawyer. They don't have to pay a lawyer. Prosecutors is doing this. So what is they doing? It doesn't cost $1 million to bury somebody. So what did they do with their money? Is that why he's tore up from the floor up doing interviews? Talking about slaves and all kinds of stuff like that, y'all. I'm just asking. Ain't nobody worried about what they're doing with the money. What about the brother? Is he dancing? That he got all of this money now? Off of his brother's passing? That he helped to get him on up out of here. Whatever way it went, you still helped. If you went over there and helped pick on this kid, you helped. You were a part of the problem. If you were out here helping bully people with your brother, you helped. You wasn't saying just leave them alone. No, y'all were all together in on street association stalking. That's what you call it. And that's what allegedly y'all do. Word on street. Commissioner equals 145. Not surprised this coming up. Because that came up in Mo 3's case. The commissioner tied to the people allegedly that was on that expressway. Word on street, y'all. Word on street. Okay, so I'm not surprised that's commissioner coming up. Menace to Society also equals 145, y'all. 145. That came up. The 88 came up too. With this situation as well. That 29 kept popping up over and over again. Yeah. Menace to Society, demons are coming. This what came up under Menace to Societies. And this what the set of twins are. Menace to Society, y'all. Demons are coming. Is they talking about these demons right here? They coming. And did one snake the other out? Because when you put Hunter name in there, snakes is coming up, y'all. Snakes is coming up. Okay? Days are numbered also came up. Austin days were numbered, wasn't they, y'all? They were. Chess is patience. If this was a setup for something else, this is what it looks like. Then what are we really, what's really going on here, y'all? If Austin was the one that got stuck by Karmelo, then why is Austin's so-called friends had something in a garbage can and they're going back getting it later? Ask yourself this question. Why was something still going on under that tent after Karmelo had got to wave him up under there? Huh? Why in the world would they have something to throw away that they have to go back and get because they didn't want to get caught up? Hurricane Nicole also popped up, y'all. This is putting these twins in the birthdays and stuff. Hurricane. There was a storm a brewing out this world. Unexpected demise also popped up. Didn't Austin go out unexpectedly? Wasn't expecting that to be his last bullying. He didn't expect that. He wouldn't also expect his own folks to turn on him under that tent either. Possibly. Okay? Million Man March also popped up as well. I'm not surprised because a lot of blacks is peed off about this case. Somebody that was headed to college with 21 scholarships is locked up now for being jumped on. And yeah, they say that Karmelo had that type of personality like Michael Jordan when he was playing basketball. He would taunt people. He would, he pushed you to greatness. He made people, he teased people when he was out on the field. And you know what I'm saying? Just like Michael Jordan used to taunt people and talk about, like they call them trash talkers, okay? This is the type of person that Karmelo was. When he was doing sports, he was very competitive. He was talking stuff to people. Either he gonna bring out the best or the worst in you. And this is the type of person that Karmelo was. He liked to talk stuff. And like I told y'all before, it was the perfect storm. Putting these guys together. Him with those twins was the perfect storm. That's what this was. And somebody got in their mind to put them together. Because they wanted to see what was going to be the outcome. Or they already knew it was going to be some shitika. And did they help get on Austin up out of here? I'm just asking y'all. The daddy was talking about going viral. So this is something that's talked about around his household of what they could do to go viral. They went viral, didn't they? Is this why the gag order was on there? So the daddy wouldn't give away their secrets. Because he can't hold water, y'all. Now let's get back to this date again. April 2nd, 2025. 92nd day of the year. 273 days left in the year. On that date that he was taken out. Brothers equals 273, y'all. 273 days left in a year. 2 brothers under the tent, and one makes it out, one don't. And their friends look more suspect than the person that's locked up because they the one had evidence and running back going to get it. 273, y'all. Man to the salat to the her equals 273 as well. Burial equals 273. You can't make this up, y'all. Scottish Rite, some old Freemasonry stuff, equals 273. Traitor equals 273. Who could be a traitor, y'all? Are they talking about Eddie? The one who turned into a traitor on Karmelo? I don't think so. I'll just put in the twins information. So if it's twins information going into Gematria and there's a traitor in there, and 273 pops up and one of the twins is taken out, questionably under a tent with his jealous brother. I'm just asking y'all. The race to the schism also equals 273. And every time Jeff opens his mouth, we don't want to make this about race to the schism. We don't want to. Why? Because this really what y'all want to make it about? And it's just smoke and mirrors? Ask yourself this question, y'all. 11 also equals 273. How is that, y'all? Tell me. Tell me, please. How does 11, the number 11, which is his number, who passed away? He passed away with 273 days left in the year. And y'all don't think that this was something suspicious going on here? That this wasn't plotted and planned? And it wasn't plotted and planned by Karmelo because Karmelo was asked to come to the tent. He didn't know he was going to even be in that tent that day. But somebody invited him into that tent that day, just like they invited Mo3 on that expressway. We need you to come back and do that part over on 11/11. Remember, y'all? Sad chick invited him to her house. One way that he was only going to travel back to where that he had to go. If Mo3 wasn't invited to the female house, invited to go do this movie part over, he wouldn't have got caught on 11/11 on that expressway in Dallas, Texas. Invites. Those be the middle people. The invites. Whoever invited you there, it's a possibility knew what was about to go down, y'all. That's why he was invited there in the first place. $237. 273 days. And I want y'all to pay attention to The Shining, because The Shining was about a father trying to take out his son, wasn't it, y'all? Why is Truman coming up under the daddy? How do we not know that there's more to this than meets the eye? Memorial 25, y'all. Memorial 25 equals skull and bones. 232. Skull and bones, y'all. And it comes to 93. Ain't that his shirt say Memorial 25? Ain't he the skull and bones right now? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. You can't make this up. 93. Order of the Illuma to the 90. His Memorial 25 equals Order of the Illuma. Y'all. Fall equals Memorial 25. Why is it everything that he wore, all the numbers, 11, 25 to 33, all these numbers entwine with him being the one that's going to fall and Hunter being the one that's going to be left standing? Ask yourself this question. 93, the mark of the beast. He was marked. He was marked, y'all. Serial K to the ILLERS equals 93. Is that what we're dealing with right now? Was people that was under that tent when Karmelo ran from up under there, was they the real hitters? They the one was having evidence. MURDER equals 93. Marked equals 93. Austin was marked. And he wasn't marked by Karmelo. He was marked by his inner circle. My personal opinion. Cash equals 93. Y'all. $1 million is some cash like a mother, ain't it? They didn't got a lot of money off of him. Mother equals 93. His mama been out here too. Is she collecting money as well? She's so quiet and just soft spoken and just lying. She knew there was some stuff wrong with them boys too. She knew it. You think she did? Crucifixion of Jesus Christ equals 93. The sacrifice all day long. Look at the tent, y'all. Win the battle. I put that in. Look what pops up, y'all. 111. Is that enough proof for y'all? I'm just asking. If that ain't enough proof, look at the 273. Win the battle is the tent, the name of the tent, y'all. The team, or whatever that is. The tent. 273 days left in the year. 111 right here. You can't make this up. And that win the battle equals 139. And that 129 keeps popping up, okay? 139. Freemasonry. You can't make this up. Jealousy and envy also equals 173, y'all. It equals skull and bone, too, y'all. It equals 139, too. It equals 38, too. Skull and bone, all of this stuff in one equals jealousy and envy. Was that what this was really about? Was they jealous of Karmelo, so they lined him up to take the fall? But was there something deeper going on here with these brothers? Because word on the street is there was some jealousy going on between the two. That Hunter felt some type of way about Austin. Word on the street. I don't know, I'll be around them, but this is what they saying, y'all, okay? Kendrick Johnson, the one they found in the mat. Look at the numbers, y'all. Look at the numbers. They got that 201 again. Okay? They got that 139. That jealousy and envy. Kendrick Johnson that was rolled up in that mat. They was jealous of him too. They can't stand to see a bright person of color come out of them colleges and schools and do something with themselves and get some good jobs and this and that and that and this. They try to stop them in more ways than one. They don't want them hanging out with their white women. That's another thing they can't stand. They'll allow it when blacks make a lot of money and these basketball players and this and that and this. But just because they allow it doesn't mean they can stand y'all. A lot of them can't stand y'all still. And it's all about the money. And if they can stop it, they're going to stop it. Look at the other college student that they took out. He was about to be a doctor. They took him out too. Jealousy and envy. They stopping y'all in your tracks. That's why it's so important when you all go off to college. Be careful who you leaving the campuses with. Be careful who you hanging out with. Sipping on something with. Stay focused. Get in and get out. And get your education and get the moving. Because you can't trust everybody. And jealousy come in all shapes and forms. It does, y'all. It really do. So be careful out here going to these colleges. I put in Karmelo Anthony, y'all. Yeah, I put him in. And his number equals 172. 172 equals Illuminati to the card game. Award to the lock equals 172. A call for an uprising equals 172. That there was going to be, in his life, he was going to experience, everybody, trying to defend him. Yeah, it was going to be an uprising. Sticking, STABBING, 172. It was in his numbers too. And people that study this, that you think they don't know, oh, this is coming up in his numbers and his numbers. We can't stand him anyway. Whose idea was it to set him up, y'all? And somebody had to know him. They had to know he carried something on him. And they had to know that he'll use it if he backed up against a wall. Somebody that hung out with him. And the only person that knew that under that tent was Eddie. This is why everybody is saying Eddie on the chopping block, y'all. Eddie gonna go to jail. There has to be some charges for Eddie bringing him in there in the first place. What was your intentions? What did you all plan? And it's going to be interesting to see who going to start turning on the other. Because all of these kids then graduated about now. Because this happened last year in their senior year. So they don't want to mess up their futures. And if they didn't went on to college and this and that and this, when they start pulling them out them classes and this and that and telling them you're going to do this and you're going to do that and perjury and all of this stuff, you think they're not going to turn on each other? They are. They always do. Snakes, snakes, snakes. Okay? Jesuit order. 172. Witness equals 172. Y'all, how many witnesses then came forth? How many? How many people that came forth for Karmelo? This is under his name, y'all. 172. Witness. He got several witnesses that came forward. All over the place. You can't make this up. Hunter Metcalf. Here we go. Hunter equals 146. Hunter Metcalf. Evil Eye equals 146. Snake Bite equals 146. He's the snake. Out of the brothers. He's the snake. He can't snake Karmelo because he didn't know Karmelo. Only thing he knew of Karmelo was what Eddie told him. So he didn't really know him, so he can't snake. Only person you can actually snake is somebody that's close to you. If you a snake. Just saying, y'all. Hurricane equals 146. He was the storm that was coming between him and his brother. He's the storm. Judgment equals 146. Teammates equal 146. You can't make this up. Did Hunter get with his teammates and line up his own brother? That's the question. I want to know. Did he? Single equals 146. He's single now. It was a double, but he's single now. That equals 146. This coming up on the Hunter. Serial K to the ILLERS equals 146. 17 equals 146. You mean to tell me that you lose your brother, you become single at 17? Your brother gets taken out at 17. Under a tent with you and your teammates. And 111 is popping up all day long. No coincidences also equals 351, which is a part of Hunter's name. 351. Deceiver equals 351. Deceiver. Did he deceive his own brother, y'all? Hunter Henry first touchdown. Remember, I tell y'all every time touchdown comes up for rappers, touchdown, somebody passes away, somebody is snaked. His name even in here. It say Hunter Henry, but it still says Hunter. First touchdown. You can't make this up, y'all. You can't make it up. If you put in Hunter Metcalf and Austin Metcalf, 111 pops up. Sacred to the face. Ain't that the ship about to sink number? I'm just saying, y'all, ain't it? Look at the 113. This also represents, it's a lie in there. That what happened to Austin, there's a lie in there. 113. There's some deception. There's a lot of lies in here. There's a sacrifice and there's some lies in here. This is what I get from these numbers. You can't make this up. When you put that in, skull and bones, crossbones, grand finale also pops up. 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers matches. These two brothers, just putting their names together. Skull and crossbones, grand finale, grand final. Skull and bones, 322. That got that 322. Skull and crossbone number. November 1st also equals 39. By putting the two brothers' name in there. November 1st is 111, y'all. Did the ship sink under that tent? I'm just asking y'all. 111. The release date of the Titanic. The ship sank equals 111. Sinking of the Titanic equals 111. Mark of the beast equals 111. All day long. You can't make this up. March 3rd. That's 33. Ain't that Austin's one of his numbers on his shirt too? He was number 33. Mystery. Their relationship was a mystery. The twin brothers. It wasn't no mystery. It's clear as day. African American also equals 39 by putting these two brothers' names together. Captain equals 39 as well by putting these two brothers together. Isn't there a African American who was a captain of his team? Didn't he just take the fall? I'm just asking y'all. Burial also equals putting these two brothers in. One of them did get buried, right? Race to the schism also equals 39. Timekeeper equals 39, y'all. By putting these two brothers' names in there. 11 also equals 309. By putting their two names in there. And that's his number too, 11. You can't make this up, y'all. You can't make this up. Y'all, stay tuned for part 2. Stay tuned for part 2. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe if you like it. Hype the video up. Thank you all for the donations that's been coming in. Thank you all for the well wishes for my little sister and me with my sinus. Thank you all so very much. Y'all let me know, light up that comment section, and let me know how y'all feel about part 1. Peace.